And there we go. We are live for another episode of In the Hot Seat, this time for the Extreme Rules 2015 pay-per-view prediction. Live 30 minutes late, but it happens. But I got the panel joining me at this time. What's going on, guys?
What's up? What's up?
Hi.
The chef is up,
guys. So we got Jeffrey Rose for the first time. How's it going, man?
Hey, I'm doing good. I had fun doing a video with Big Ray. That was great, and I'm here.
And we're glad to have you. First time ever. This is epic.
We're celebrating. We got drinks going on. I got my water. All good to go. You got your Mountain Dew and everything. So, with that being said, let's get right into the actual topics at hand. So we'll go ahead and go with that. And with the first topic, go ahead with Taz. Taz recently leaving TNA and the TNA commentary team not too long ago. So, gonna go around with this. What do you think is gonna be going on with Taz, and where do you see him in the near future? Let's go on with the Iceman. Your thoughts on Taz leaving TNA?
Well, with all the rumors they were talking about with the pay and all this and whatnot, I'll be honest with you. I have no problem with Taz leaving TNA. To be quite honest with you, I like Don West better than Taz. Where Taz is going to go, I don't know. He does podcasts and whatnot, but that's just my opinion.
Wow. Okay.
I didn't see that one.
Okay. It's a mixed thing, People say it's a pay thing. Whether it's true or not, we'll never know at the end of the day. But I know people have been saying, who is going to replace Taz, and I've always heard, like Jeff was saying, Don West. I think, you know what Don West, about him, he was very energetic. I'll give you a perfect example. Victory Road 04. It was triple leg versus AMW in that 6 sides of steel. And there's a spot in the match where Elix Skipper, he walks the cage, does a super Hurricane Rana, and his reaction was priceless. You gotta be kidding me! It's just stuff like that. However,
as a matter of fact.
However, though, I do feel right now TNA and the state that they're in right now with their financial issues, whatever it may be, they should work with what they have. I did a video on this as well. Work with what they have right now. You know what? In this case, have Josh Matthews and Jeremy Borash. Have them to be the commentary team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean,
feel like.
Yeah.
Hold on, my bad.
No, it's alright.
No, I do feel like they both have good chemistry. I was watching one of their one night only shows. I think it was Joker's Wild 3, and they were both doing commentary. Granted, yes, it was in a sound booth in Nashville, which I think is very, very tacky, if you ask me. That's just me. Of course. I think the way they do the commentary is very tacky. I get it. It's pre-tape, but fuck. Don't admit that you're in a sound booth in Nashville. Don't admit that.
Yeah.
Lie about it. Hey, you were here ringside, or we're here somewhere. Don't show them. That's simple.
Yeah, but it was different.
But that's what I gotta say about that.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I have a feeling, too, like, we'll see Jeremy Borash as well Josh Matthews. I wouldn't be surprised or really too much against that. So I think there would be actually pretty interesting pairing. We'll see what happens with that. But as for Taz, I kind of see him still doing his whole podcast thing. So he's been doing that for a while. I've heard a little bit, not a whole lot. I've been trying and meaning to actually catch up on that. So it's pretty good stuff. Simon, your thoughts on Taz, even TNA?
Yeah, I'm kind of over it, to be honest. You know what I mean? I tried watching TNA a few weeks ago, and, while I did get the feeling that this was different, it was an alternative from Dirty Beast product, it wasn't enough to keep me around, and I feel like that's pretty much my feeling when it comes to TNA is I watch, and then I can easily go 2-3 months without watching, you know what I mean? With Taz leaving, to be honest, I don't really care. It's not something that matters that much for me. And I don't really get why you would, enjoy doing the commentary while your commentary is in You're not even in front of a crowd anymore. So I don't know. The whole thing is beyond me. Like I said, I'm over it. I don't care.
All right, Levi, your thoughts?
Thank God Taz is not in TNA anymore. I'll say that right now because, to me, TNA and Taz did not mesh whatsoever for me. And like the Iceman said, yeah, I prefer Don West over Taz any day. So
I see what you guys mean, but I just feel like, again, they should just stick with what they have. Because I feel like, again, Don West, as good as he is, I just feel like his work is a little 2004. So 2015, you gotta get with the times here, Like, to me, Taz, in a way, you know what Taz was to me, in all honesty, as well? He's like that uncle in your family that tries to be hip in front of your friends. That's the best analogy I can give Taz. He's like that little uncle that you have.
One thing I never understood about Taz is, you see him announcing, and all of a sudden he's like pointing. Like if he's in front of a crowd, he's in the fucking studio, and he's still like, get the fuck out of here, dude.
Guys, kind of like the last couple of weeks though with Taz, just for the simple fact he was having like issues with Josh Matthews. It was sort of pretty cool. I mean, when he did leave, I mean, I honestly didn't expect him to leave, but other than that, Taz was Taz. But the enthusiasm of Don West way back when, and I don't know why he was taken off commentary, but he made Mike Tenay a very much a better lead announcer, in my opinion, anyway.
I think it was because of Taz coming in.
Yeah, because then shortly after Don West, he was Amazing Red's manager, and then focusing on the whole Shop TNA Insane Deals, which I missed.
Yeah, he did do a lot.
I missed those so much.
Those were cool.
Jimmy J, high five, baby, high five. Jimmy J, high five.
That made you want to buy something.
The brown bag special.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
I bought 3 of those for my birthday.
I still have my brown bag.
Me too.
This is lagging hard.
My brown bag.
Alright. Chris, your thoughts on Taz anyway, since we're on you.
Yeah, I'm kind of with
I'm
kind of with Simon on this one, man. I'm kind of just like, I'll be honest, I haven't watched TNA in about a month, okay? And I just Taz, I don't care if he's gone, I mean, it sucks that he's not working, and I would never wish that upon anybody. But the bottom line is that his commentary is so watered down and cheesy. I like the analogy that was given about the uncle in the family that tries to be hip. I mean, that is exactly what Taz is. He's in ECW he rocked, but once he went to WWE, that's it. He was watered down, cheesy, not even Taz. Okay, it was just whatever his real name is, and the guy that tries so hard to be cool, and I didn't like his commentary, but then again, I think I'd rather hear commentary from Taz than Michael Cole, but that's just me. But I just
anybody but Michael Cole.
Yeah, whatever Taz decides to do with his future, good luck to him.
I mean, people have been saying, is he gonna go to WWE? Honestly, I don't see it happening.
I think so.
I think his focus right now is his podcast, the Human Podcast Machine.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, is not a bad podcast. I think that's his focus right now.
If he does go back to WWE, I would like to see him work as a trainer and go back to Tough Enough.
Yeah, that could work. That could work. Or if not, have him be the guy in NXT. I don't know, work for production. I don't know, something like that.
And have him join Rhino. Rhino's in NXT. I don't know.
Yeah.
But or perhaps Taz could go to the Hall of Fame for ECW purposes. Perhaps. I can see that happening. That's a good thought. Levy. Here we go. Let
the roasting begin.
Roast part 2.
No, we ain't got no roast going on.
Yeah, we already have one.
So let's move on to the next subject, shall we?
Next topic.
Yeah, as you said it with the next topic, and I thought it was kind of interesting, especially with Simon and the Iceman were able to talk about on Twitter. I'm sure you guys are able to figure out by now, but that was an interesting topic too about with Stone Cold Steve Austin. Like, will he be able to come back for one match? And do you even see it happening with me up here? Just by watching him on Tough Enough 2011 too, and just being able to work with the people there, he seemed like in really good shape and everything. So I don't know, it might happen, but in a way, I'm actually kind of content. Like if he doesn't come back for that one more match, I do like the actual appearances that he does and all that stuff, and doing all that. So who knows? We'll see. Iceman, your thoughts on Stone Cold Steve Austin?
Well, first off, obviously we all know that there's supposedly some controversy between the WWE and Austin. Whether it's true or not remains to be seen. But I will say this, like I told Simon on Twitter, if Austin did come back for WrestleMania, that WrestleMania would be huge. It would be totally huge because we have not seen Austin, since 2004 in a match anywhere.
Last time, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, Austin coming back at a WrestleMania, I think, to me, would be bigger than The Rock at this point in time.
Yeah, definitely.
Indeed.
Yeah, but I think Stone Cold's a lot more fragile than The Rock. I mean, The Rock can still tear it up.
Oh,
Yeah,
most definitely, yeah, without a doubt. But that's part of it. With Austin coming back, we haven't seen him in like 11 years or whatever. Him coming back in a WrestleMania would just blow the roof off, no matter, well, if there was a roof to wherever they went. But
Yeah.
Well, they're gonna be in
Hypothetically
Dallas.
speaking.
Well, they're gonna be in Dallas in Cowboy Stadium, so I mean.
Well, the walls.
A dome? That's a dome as far as I know, right?
Yeah. What they'll do is the amount of energy they'll break that big ass jumbotron is on top of the stadium, whatever that giant.
Yeah, the glass is shattered. That'd be cool. But yeah, Simon, your thoughts?
Yeah, Austin returning. Fantasy of mine, right? I don't. Yeah, we talked about Taz and subject. I was over it. That's kind of the topic. I'm over it. You know what I mean? Again, for some reason, I just like if it happens to me, it should go down at WrestleMania 32 in Dallas or in Texas, and it should be against Brock. You know what I mean? Because that would be the best match that they could have. Brock being a brawler, Austin being a brawler, you're not going to have your typical, 5-star wrestling match, where it's still going to be a match, that everybody's going to get into. If you want to compare it to any match, look at Brock Lesnar against CM Punk. That was Brock Lesnar kicking CM Punk's ass from the beginning until the end, and Punk had a couple, couple moves that he shined, but other than that, it was all Brock, and I feel like it would be the best match for Austin to come back. And if he ends up returning, then yeah, to me, Dallas, WrestleMania 32 against Brock, that's the best match you can have. So if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. If not, I still have the feeling that Steve doesn't want to wrestle again. He wants to be that guy, that hung it up and never came back. Maybe one more time. God knows.
Hopefully we'll have that. But Chris, your thoughts?
My thought, I have to disagree with Simon about one thing about if he does come back. I don't agree that, I don't think he should face Brock. I think this just popped in my head. Why not put him up against a guy like Cena, make it for the United States Championship, a belt that is synonymous with Stone Cold Steve Austin from his WCW days, and I would think, honestly, with the condition of Stone Cold Steve Austin, I think, honestly, he is a little fragile. So I think it would be better to put him up against a guy like Cena, where Cena can take the reins and kind of like, take control. Because, yeah, we haven't had Austin in the ring in a really long time. So a lot of, he would have a lot of ring rust unless he, got prepared. Like, I'm talking, at least a year or 6 months before WrestleMania, and, to give him some ample time to get tuned up. But, and this is also goes to Shawn Michaels, too. A lot of people say that he's going to, there's a rumor going around that he's supposed to come back, and which I don't believe for a second is true.
I don't either.
I don't think he'll come back. I don't think Austin will come back. I think he might make a couple of guest appearances, but that's about it. I did hear about the controversy that I don't know what the details are of it with with what they have going on with Stone Cold and the suing and of the merchant, and like WWE wanting to take control of Stone Cold's merchandise that he's doing, for himself, and to also promote his podcast and all that stuff. Just leave the guy alone, for the love of God. Let him do his own thing, and but I don't see Austin doing another match unless if whatever it is that he has going on gets either swept under the rug, talked about, whatever. So that's my personal opinion when it comes to that.
Yeah, you know what? The whole focusing on Austin, Shawn Michaels, and retired guy. I'm sure to a lot of fans it sounds extremely appealing, but at the same time, look at it this way: it's 2015. Next time we're gonna have a WrestleMania, it's gonna be 2016. You know what I mean? Let's
Exactly.
focus on the future. Let's focus on the Finn Balor, on the Daniel Bryan, on the let's
Spot
leave
on.
the past.
Yes, spot on. Because I mean, you can't hold on to the past forever. You have to keep evolving, and you can't rely on these older superstars. You can't rely on the Undertaker forever. Come on now. I mean, you can't rely on Sting forever. You can't. I mean, it's just like the time when, when the time comes for Randy Orton and John Cena. I mean, what are you going to do? Have them wrestle when they're in their 60s? I mean, as it stands right now, I mean, wasn't it talked about that Hogan so badly wants one more match? I mean,
it's John Cena.
There's no reason for Hogan, unless it's money, for him to come out of retirement to do one more match. I'm sorry, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see Hogan get back in the ring. Okay, I know the guy's a legend. Okay, if the Warrior was still alive, I wouldn't want to see Warrior get back in the ring, because let them be retired. Yes, may the Warrior rest in peace. I'm sorry I brought that up, but you can't. I so agree with Simon. You need to focus on the future. Bring up some people from NXT.
Kevin Owens.
Chris, I just want to say something real quick. I agree with you 100%. They need to bring up NXT stars and guys like Hogan, Flair, The Rock.
Kevin Owens.
Don't and Kevin Owens as well. Bring him up, but don't bring these guys. Don't keep bringing these guys back on. I mean, yeah, you're looking for ratings and whatnot, but these guys are your future. I mean, you need to use them.
Exactly. I mean, and why is we were talking about this before we went on the air, but why? Or I don't know when we were talking about it. My mind is old, but why is Rhino in NXT? I don't get that. I really don't. I'm sorry. I don't get why
It's really
Rhino's
just
on
about
NXT.
the young talent.
NXT is supposed to be about the future, not the past. Like I said, if anything, put Rhino. If you want to have him wrestle, have him go on the main roster. Have him go on SmackDown. Okay.
I agree with you on that, but I think the purpose of bringing him in is like, hey, we want this is WWE. I guess this is their vision. Hey, we want these young guys who are NXT rookies, whatever, right, to get experience against household, veterans, whatever. So here what we're gonna do. We're gonna bring in guys such as Brian Kendricks, guys such as Rhino, and have them wrestle the guys from NXT and give them that experience against household names and whatnot, so that when they go to the main roster, they're ready to an extent.
Yeah,
And
but they're not that
well,
big to begin. They're not that big to begin with.
I know, but hey, to the NXT standards, though, hey.
Steven, your guy, Kevin Owens. You can't tell me for 1 second that guy's not instantly ready for the main roster.
You're ready.
I would have pumped him up right to the main roster. Finn Balor, okay, Hideo Itami.
And that's another guy.
I would have put those guys straight up to the main roster. Okay.
Let me ask you this: what if Samoa Joe does come to the WWE? What do you think? Do you think he should stay down in NXT, or
I would put him in the main roster.
Yeah. Just have him with the video package and put him on the
because
main
he's roster. Because Samoa Joe has so much experience underneath his belt. TNA, ROH. I don't know if he was in PWG, but guys got years upon years upon years of experience like Kevin Owens does. Put him to the main roster. I mean, you want to take guys. I mean, like. I think the reason guys like Tyler Breeze, keep them on NXT and the Vaudevillains and
I think
etc.
That's fine. Yeah.
I think the reason most of these guys, like Owens or Balor and the Tommy, guys that we feel are ready for the main roster, why they're NXT is because, and I understand it as well. WWE does not want to have another Sin Cara. Remember years ago, the original Sin Cara, Triple H's first signing, he came from AAA or CMLL, and he signed him, and they put him right to the main roster. He didn't go to developmental. And what happened was that every match he was botching or he messed up and what have you. It would happen because he didn't learn the WWE style of wrestling. So in a way,
yeah, that's true.
As much as I may not like it, I can understand why guys like Owen, Balor, Itami, Zayn, Neville, who's been there for 3+ years, now he's on the main roster, why they were on the developmental system for that long. Because they want them to learn the style that is the WWE style, pretty much.
Yeah, that's true too. I suppose. I think I can see it from that point of view.
All right, Levi, your thoughts?
Well, everybody should know that Stone Cold's my favorite of all time. I love him to death. If he were to have one more match, it should be against Cena because both guys have similar styles, the brawling type style. That's a good meshing right there, and I'm going to disagree with Simon. It shouldn't be Brock because I'm going to call it as I see it. If he were to face Brock, Stone Cold would end up in a wheelchair.
You don't want that.
I'm still not over them putting him up against Taker at 30. Like, I called that shit from day fucking one. When that match was signed on, Taker was going to get badly hurt. And guess what happened? He got badly hurt, so big mistake on WWE's part for putting him up against
He got a concussion. Badly hurt.
A severe concussion and bruised ribs, yeah.
Yeah, and that's what happens when you go up against a guy like Brock. I mean, the guy's. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, he's a good attraction, but he's kind of like out of control.
Nowadays, he's just more than an attraction, not really a wrestler. To me, the one match.
The money.
It's the money. Yes, the only two matches I can go back and watch of Brock Lesnar in the current day is his first match with Cena at Extreme Rules 3 years ago, and his match with Punk. Every other match he's had, in my opinion, has been blah. And it's because Brock, he's so stiff now. It's like he's lost touch to what he was once known for back when he first was in WWE. I wish he would go back to that, but he still thinks he's in MMA. And I'll be honest, I wish Brock was in MMA right now. But that's another topic for another day. That's another topic for another day. And also, I just want to say this right here. During that time when people were saying Stone Cold versus CM Punk for WrestleMania, I get it because they're both rebels. I can understand that, but the match itself, in my opinion, wouldn't have been very good. I think if you put Stone Cold up against a guy like Cena who can take care of him and they can tell a great story, then hell yeah, you could have a great match on your hands right there with those two. With if Stone Cold was healthy and he faced Punk, then yeah, I would think different. But
Yeah, that'd be way
things
different.
are what they are. I mean,
Exactly.
so yeah. But I do agree. Yes, WWE should focus on the future instead of relying on the past. I think we're tired of seeing the same old people being up at the top when we want something fresh. You know?
Exactly. That's how it should be too.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll continue along here and with the next topic too. That is actually interesting, but at the same time, we'll see what happens with that. But with Seth Rollins, it is actually a curb stop move being banned from WWE now, and it's looking like he'll be having a new move now. With the move that he does have now, it is basically a DDT move. So I feel like that's temporarily. I feel like he'll be using a different move, most likely on Sunday. So we'll go ahead and run with this. Steven, your thoughts?
I mean, to my understanding, 1 minute. There you go. To my understanding, the move itself, it's not banned from what I heard. If anything, what they're gonna do is like the curse stop will still be around, but they're gonna use it on a special occasion. Just like when Rollins does the Falcon Arrow, that little high flying move does on the top turnbuckle.
Yeah.
And I can,
Yeah.
I'll be honest, his new move, it's very underwhelming. It really is.
Yeah, it
I
is.
don't think, but it's not banned like people are putting it out to be. It's not, oh my god, the move is banned. No, it's still around. It's just you're gonna use it on special occasions.
Which is fine. I don't have a problem with that. That's cool. Simon, your thoughts?
The curb stomp? Is that what
Yes.
it is? I don't really understand why they would use it on special occasion. I don't get it personally. I don't know. I can get used to whatever movie he uses, but I don't know. I don't really get why they would do that. I don't know. He's been using it for more than a year now, and
Right.
now you're gonna make it to where he uses it to make it special when he uses. I don't get it.
I don't know. I mean, also I guess the fact as well, and I can understand WWE's perspective too. This whole safety issue with concussions and all that. But if that's the case, then they might as well ban moves such as the big boot, the robe kick, or
You might as well ban WWE altogether.
Just have
For
them
the love
stare
of-
at each other for a long time.
For the love of
Have a
God.
staring contest.
or don't do headshots. Don't do headshots. Period.
Yeah. Alright. Levi, your thoughts?
Well, I mean, I'm glad the move isn't like banned permanently. I can get that it's for special attraction, but at the same time, why? Why does it have to be like that? The Falcon Arrow, that's the special attraction step, not the curb stomp. And why am I calling it the curb stomp? It's the blackout. I still call it the blackout because that's what the name it was given. I don't know why they call it just a generic curb stomp, but whatever. But yeah, the new movie yes, it's very underwhelming, like Steven said. I mean, I can get, like he said, I can get why they're concerned because of head injuries, but as long as you sell it, if it were up to me, just have the guy sell like how John Cena sells it, and you'd be fine. As long as you sell it right, you're not going to get hurt. But if you sell it wrong, then that's your fault, not Seth Rollins' fault. And that's all I've got to say.
Nice, man. Your thoughts?
Now, I believe what Levi just said. Sell it right, do it the right way. As far as using it on special occasions, I don't go along with that. But and the bottom line is, like the mention was about the bro kick and whatnot, and let's not forget about Randy Orton and his punt kick. We haven't heard anything about that. Did they ever ban that? And I think for me, the punt kick was worse than the curb stomp. But I think
That's directed.
for some reason, I think they're saving the curb stomp for something down the road that's going to end up deciding some sort of match somewhere in the future. That's all I can think of.
Perhaps.
Chris, your thoughts?
I don't want to overreact to this. At one part of it, I'm thinking this really isn't a big deal, but it's a guy's finishing move, okay?
Right.
And I have this hunch where, you know where this is spanning from, I think? And like I said, this is just a hunch, but it's all these idiots that are so happy with the WWE. Oh, well, I got a concussion, frickin' recently, Luther Reigns and Jimmy Wang
Vito.
Yang or whatever his name
Vito.
was.
Big Vito.
Yeah, they're trying to sue WWE for damages that years later, then their career ended. That they're finally coming out and saying, I've been concussed and wow. Well, you know what? Listen, this is sports entertainment. This is professional wrestling. You are a trained professional, okay? You have to learn to adapt. You need to quit being a puss, okay? You need to learn to sell people's moves because that is what you are paid to do. You are a trained professional. Why are you all of a sudden taking away somebody's finishing move? Oh, because a few jobber crybabies from back in the day are being so happy. That doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. I mean, yes, have there been maneuvers that have been botched? Oh, hell yeah, ask Draws, okay? But at the same time, this is professional wrestling. It's sports entertainment. You're trained professional. It's what you get paid to do. Suck it up, okay? The curb stomp is not even that bad. Yeah, exactly with what the Iceman was talking about. I would think that the punt kick from Randy Orton is a whole lot worse than a freaking curb stomp, okay? All you're really doing is Seth is jumping on your head, okay? But you're the one that is going down. Oops, did I break kayfabe there? Yeah, you're the one that is physically putting yourself down on the mat, okay? So if you get concussed, you mess something up, okay? Not Seth Rollins, because all he did was, lightly step on your head. Maybe not lightly, I don't know. But the bottom line is it's somebody's finishing move, and I don't think it's right that they banned it. But at the same time, is it the worst thing in life? No. But I just don't agree with it at all.
Yeah. Don't get me started on the whole freaking Bill DeMott issue.
No, that's not even being talked about, Levi.
Yeah.
You talk about people being WWE people being so happy. Yeah, oh jeez.
That's for another day.
Yeah.
So anyway, we'll go ahead and move along with the predictions. I was going to have one topic, but I'll save it for that match as well, since it basically goes 2-1. So we'll go ahead with that. And for the tag team championships, we got Tyson Kidd and Cesaro versus the New Day here. Overall, honestly, with this one, I am going to be going with Tyson Kidd and Cesaro. I feel like they're still going to be able to retain and keep their tag team championships. I would like to see them have a little bit more of a lengthy title reign. So we'll see what happens with that, and maybe have him go up against Kalisto and as well as Sin Cara, since they're really doing well. So we'll see what happens with that. Steven, your thoughts?
I have to go with Kid Sorrow. I agree. I have to go with them as well. I think it'd be stupid of them to drop the belts in now. I still think there's a lot you can do with them. And that's that, of course. I'm going to go with Kid Sorrow here.
All right, Simon.
New Day. I said
Really?
New Day.
Sucks.
New Day sucks. Say New Day.
Sucks.
Yeah, I'm going with Kid Sorrow. Say New Day.
Sucks. All right, Levi. Is it a new day for you? No.
Hell no. Oh God.
Say New Day.
New Day. Oh,
Simon's gonna troll with that. Now you know that.
Spread that positivity, guys.
Every time Levi says something, New Day.
Don't get Ice Man started. He'll start clapping now.
Day. Levi saying New Day. Everybody together saying New Day.
New Day.
Well, they're now more. They're more like Green Day now. They're the Green Day.
Green Day.
No, they're Bud
So
Light.
they're a rock band.
Or let's do it the appropriate way. New They suck. New They suck. I gotta get used to it. I'm going to Raw in 2 weeks.
Hell
There
yeah.
you go. We helped you out. Get you practicing.
Say New Day.
Sucks.
I think Levi's day is over.
Not already. I'm so done.
Relax, Levi.
Someone kill me now.
Every single
Yeah, go put your pillowcase on your head.
Every
God,
single
no.
time freaking Levi puts his yellow shirt, it's a new day.
It's a new day. Wasn't that a
day
tag team
somewhere.
song back in the day? Wasn't that a tag team song back in the day? Like in 0809? Legacy? Was that Legacy team?
Yeah.
Every single
Legacy
time
team
Steve's
song,
in
yeah.
the kitchen, it's a new day.
New Day.
Every single time Chris kills another cat, it's a new day.
Not the cats.
Every
Yes, the
single
cat.
Especially your two cats.
burger ready, it's a new day.
New day.
I swear, Simon, if I ever see you, I'm gonna kill you.
Hey, I got my money on Simon on that one.
When you're gonna be
Hey,
seeing
don't
it's gonna-
underestimate
Simon
me.
versus Levi.
Don't you underestimate me.
I'll write the
That's-
check. I'll write the check right now. I'll write the check.
Yeah, to make it out to corporate S&D.
That's what's
Alright,
good.
fuck.
Corporate S&D is gonna kill everyone.
Jesus.
Trust me, there's a lot of rage that goes through that character.
No.
That is until the
Every
Every single
exterminator.
day is
That
a
is a-
new day.
Oh,
That is
God.
until the exterminator comes to town.
Oh,
He'll be taking all your asses out.
Look at the gimmick. We got a freaking cook against a freaking golfer, against a freaking McDonald's employee, against the exterminator, against a corporate monster.
Corporate
I'll
S&D.
fry your ass.
Well, hey, what the, I mean, as a golf
Jeffrey, I don't know what you're doing.
I could take the golf club and whack your face off.
I wish I would have included Jeffrey. I just don't know what he's doing for a living.
Well then.
I'm retired. At this
Okay, so we got a new. We got to retire. A retired person.
He's gonna
Hey,
come out of
come on.
retirement and he's gonna lay the smackdown and he's gonna put the big boot to your brother.
When you're at retirement, Jeffrey, you're going to be the one who's going to be able to say it. Every single time you get up, it's a new day.
Wow.
He'll say it proudly.
Next match.
and speaking of all this,
Mhm.
The New Day going up against Cesaro and Tyson Kidd. I'm a little ticked off. It's on the pre-show. At least that's what they announced. It's on the pre-show. Another
Yeah, it is.
tag team title on the pre-show of a pay-per-view, which really bothers me. But again, Kidd and Cesaro should come out on top of this. But it's the WWE guys, and they are pushing the New Day. Don't be surprised if there's an upset.
God
Interesting.
forbid.
Oh wow. Yeah, I would have to go with Kid and Cesaro myself, but yeah, I can't see for the life of me why it's on a title match is on the pre-show. It should be Sheamus and Ziggler, for the love of God.
Yeah,
But we're actually getting into that match. That's the next match too, by the way. So hopefully there's no ass kissing here. We don't want to see that. But anyway, with Sheamus and Dolph Ziggler, it should be a good match. Well, with the match stipulation, it is kind of awkward. So we'll see what happens by the end of the match. I would guess there wouldn't be that much arse kissing, maybe arse kicking, but that'd be it basically. So with this one, most likely gonna go with Sheamus. Honestly, with me, I like his new heel one. So we'll see what happens with that. Steven, your thoughts?
This match is kind of funny. It's a kiss me arse match.
Watch out for Mr. McMahon. He might show up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, get the chapstick on, man.
All I'm saying is, hey, let these marks try me, Let these marks try me. Let these.
What is this?
We don't want to be put in a necktie.
It's my old boom arm, my mic, but it's a two-way thing. Yeah, New Day. Yeah, woohoo. I want to say Dolph, but part of me says, you know what, they're gonna have Sheamus go over here. But part of me really wants to get behind, not really that, but wants to go with Dolph, but
He wants to get behind Sheamus. It's a new day.
Alright, Simon, your thoughts.
I'm pulling for the fella.
The fella, alright.
Yep. He's pulling the fella.
pulling the fella.
Yeah, I'd have to pull the fella myself, too.
The entrance
Me
is
too.
fucking epic. I love Sheamus's entrance.
Yeah,
his
I'm glad they added
entrance
that.
is pretty badass, huh?
Yeah, it's awesome. Alright,
I love the way he treated
Like a
Zack
dummy.
Ryder on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see Sheamus coming out on top of this match. It's I believe it's his first pay-per-view since he's come back. Unfortunately, Dolph Ziggler's been pushed in the back seat in the WWE. You know, I got to go with Sheamus. That's all I can tell you.
Alright. We'll get Levi started, so maybe the ghost of Levi. I don't know what's going on there.
I'm afraid to even show my face anymore.
Nah.
Why, Levi? Come on, Levi. Don't be shy.
He's putting his head between his legs and kissing his ass goodbye.
Oh, no.
He's putting on a Steven Guerrero shirt.
There you go.
Which actually you can go right now at heelsteven.spreadshirt.com. Buy yourself a shirt today.
For $9.99.
Not really, more like $24.
No.
Like $20.40. I have shirts up on the store. I have shirts such as the Heel Steven Show, around the point. Hell, I even got a shirt called Cry Smart Cry.
Dude, the freaking shirts on WWE.com are cheaper than yours. Why would the fuck would I
Hey, listen.
Not a satisfying customer.
Hey, listen, okay? I gotta make it to Dallas somehow, okay?
go in the fucking kitchen and cook for fucking Chef Ramsay?
Busy money.
Hey, listen, okay?
Go to Hell's Kitchen. Do something with your fucking money. Don't fucking
Actually,
do an online
you know,
store with some cheap ass shirt you're selling 25 fucking bucks with the fucking
it's 20.
price gonna go up to
Actually-
35, 40 some shit. This is
Actually,
crazy.
it's 20.
You're stealing money from those people. Those people are freaking working for a living. You are a stealer. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Actually,
Those little
Actually,
John Cena.
That's a bad day.
it's 20, but that's around the
This
point.
guy's a cook stealer.
Hey, listen, all right? I gotta make it to Dallas somehow, okay? That's
I
what I'm
understand that groceries are expensive these days, but goddamn, bro.
doing. And you know what's another good show as well? Cutthroat Kitchen. Check out that show. I think it's better than Hell's Kitchen, if you ask me.
Master Chef.
No. Check if you get a chance, go on YouTube. Check out Cutthroat Kitchen. It's crazy, but let's move on now. Let's move on from that.
Well, moving on. Next match, Divas Championship, where we had Naomi and as well Nikki Bella this time. So apparently Paige will be out for this one for Extreme Rules. And with this one, I kind of see Nikki Bella actually retaining her championship. But with this whole Naomi heel turn, it's actually pretty cool. I actually like this, so I want to see where this goes. And actually, I'm going to go with Nikki Bella retaining. So, Steven, your thoughts?
I could care less who wins this match, to tell you the truth.
I agree.
One week is Paige, 1 week is Naomi. I mean, make up your mind.
Yeah.
It's like AJ Lee retired and all the divas forgot to wrestle. They forgot how to wrestle.
Can't forget it.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. On Monday Night Raw, personally for me, I thought Naomi versus Brie was actually a pretty damn good match.
That was good.
I thought,
yeah, I like that.
I thought it was given a good amount of time, and
Got a commercial break.
Naomi ended up coming out on top. I mean, I can't. I liked that match. I can't complain about it. No way in hell could I complain about it. You know, because for me, being a fan, of women's wrestling and the divas, I thought it was a really good match. You know, it's better than what it's. Let's face it, it was better than a lot of matches that's been going on the past couple weeks. You know, as far as the divas division is concerned, I mean, they had the right idea with it.
It could. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, they'll put it this way. Let's be realistic, okay? Let's be realistic here. This whole hashtag This whole hashtag give divas a chance. It's publicity. It's publicity, propaganda.
It's fake.
It is. Exactly. There you go. How much you want to bet in a couple months from now they're gonna forget about this whole hashtag give divas a chance?
Well, I'm not entirely too sold on that. Yeah, it is. I will agree 100% with you. It could be for publicity. It probably is for publicity.
Yeah,
but when you see Eva Marie train, I think when she comes back, she'll be better than she's ever been.
Yep. I agree. I think she has a hard.
Yeah.
I've seen
that.
I mean, I've seen her train. Her clips on Instagram, and I couldn't believe what I saw. You know, I think she's doing really, really good in her training. Yeah, she's doing a lot of photo shoots, rightfully so, because she's hot. But her wrestling, from what I'm seeing, it has improved tenfold.
Indeed.
Yeah, it's hard for me to get behind these divas nowadays, considering what I've seen in the past. You know, back in the day of Trish, Candice Michelle. You know,
I wouldn't put Candice Michelle that. I wouldn't put Candice Michelle that high, but I wouldn't put her that high.
No, I agree. I agree with you 100%. She was there for a looker. That was the bottom line. But I mean, this is where the WWE divas have changed from then and now. I think some of them are better wrestlers in the ring, but I will say this: Andre Orbeal, TKO, Friday night on Impact Wrestling. I had to say this.
And I'm glad I'm glad you said it, because I know about it.
Me too.
I would like to try and watch it. If I can get that damn website to work.
Just watch it the next day.
You can always come over here.
I would like to get it to work with that website that you gave me, Iceman. But
they don't air it no more.
Oh, they don't.
Oh, they don't? Okay, so that could probably be the reason why it doesn't work.
No.
So I may take a portion of my Saturday and watch it on watchwrestling.ch.
Yeah, it takes a while later on there. I can send you a link to where you can watch it, 4 or 5 in the morning. I mean, I can send you.
I won't be up then.
No.
Unfortunately.
But I can send you the link.
Yeah.
To where when I get up, I watch it.
Yeah.
And I can send you the link. You don't have to wait till 9 or 10 or 11 in the
Yeah, that's cool.
late. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Alright, so we're going to go ahead and move along to the next match, where we have a last man standing match between the Big Show and Roman Reigns.
You're skipping me.
Who cares? Move on.
Well, go ahead with Levi. Go ahead.
New Day.
Go ahead, Levi.
I'm sorry. Lord, I apologize.
Shamed. Anyways, for the Sheamus Ziggler match, I'm gonna go Sheamus, and then for the Divas title match, Nikki Bella.
New Day.
And he's not going for the New Day.
Okay, Levi, would you rather have Simon say that or me say the other 2 words? You make up your mind. Make your pick, okay?
Red split.
What's the
Oh, damn it!
Did I say that out?
What's the other 2 word? Beefcake?
No, it starts with a B and it ends with the second word with an S. Yeah, I already said it.
But in the meantime, yeah, we'll go ahead
Yeah,
with
let's
the
let's
next
move on.
match. Big Show,
Last man
Roman Reigns.
standing.
Yeah, honestly, I think this would basically end
Roman
it between these
Reigns,
two.
come on, let's move on.
Yeah,
Yeah, Roman
Cock
Reigns.
fist. But let's be honest. It's sad as hell
Yeah, go
that
ahead.
that Roman Reigns needs a last man standing match against the Big Show to get over. That's how sad the thing is right now.
Yeah, this is us. This is bathroom and snack break match.
I think it's a travesty.
That's a long
what they're
one,
doing.
though.
It's a travesty what they're doing with Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is a guy that we could be proud of to be a champion.
Mm-hmm.
Is a perfect example of what a champion should look like. No farm animal. Okay? Hashtag no farm
Gotta show some
animal.
love for Daniel Bryan. Come on.
Hell
No
yeah,
farm
he's
animal, no.
he's cockfist, man. He's
We
cockfist.
need a champion that looks like a real man. Right? Not
Hey.
someone that's smaller than me. I'm just saying, okay?
Speaking of cockfist, remember, here's Seth Rollins' cockfist.
What the fuck?
It's crazy. I'm wearing a Seth Rollins shirt, but that's it is what it is.
I blame Chase for that so much. Damn it, Chase.
There you go, Chase.
I'm wearing a Red Sox shirt.
But, oh God.
But yeah, we'll go ahead. Go for the Intercontinental Championship match. And speaking of a farm animal, with Daniel Bryan and Bad News Bear, which most likely may or may not happen depending on Daniel Bryan's health. So we'll see what comes of Sunday and everything. So it's in jeopardy at this point. But should we? What?
I just saw SmackDown. It's not happening.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. So there you go.
There you go, Nab.
All right, so we'll go ahead and with the other one then. For the next one, where we have, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, for
Russian main match for the U.S. title. Is that
Yes.
what it is?
yeah, John Cena and Rusev for the United States Championship. This should be an interesting match, especially too with the Russian chain match to see how that's going to go. I'm not really too far of a big fan of these type of matches too, but for the chain match, we'll see how that's going to pull off. No pun intended, but most likely I am going to go with John Cena retaining the U.S. Championship and to continue his run. Steven, your thoughts?
In a perfect world, Rusev would recapture the belt. Unfortunately, we do not live in a perfect world. Keyword, unfortunately. But yeah, as you see him retaining here.
Oh, why can't it be a perfect world with Cena retaining?
Exactly.
I mean, again, in a perfect world, you have Rusev retain, and hey, it is what it is. But Cena's going to retain regardless. So Cena's going to retain. Yeah, I think the big here's what's happening with the US side. You know how Cena's doing these open challenges every week,
Which is good.
Yeah, which is cool. I'm all for that. I'm all for it. Don't get me wrong. Either it's gonna be an NXT guy that's gonna come in and beat him for the belt, or
Kevin Owens.
Nah, I wouldn't go that far with Owens, and it should be Balor or Tommy. But the point is, though, what I see happening in the long run, if they have him go a while, even if Bryan comes back, he's had the belt for a while. SummerSlam, Bryan and Cena too unifying the belts.
See, we've talked about that
about
before, and it still
unification of
hasn't
the belts.
happened. And I don't think it's going to happen. As a matter of fact, I really think that they should bring in, another belt like either the hardcore or the European.
Like
Yeah,
I
they'd have
said,
to bring
They should do that. Yeah.
Or hell, even the cruiserweight belt, I think would be good.
it could be.
You'll have to get
You
more guys for
can't
that.
unify the U.S. and Intercontinental belt without bringing something else in. Because you'd only have the WWE World Heavyweight Championship belt, and then you'd have that one belt they unify, and then the Divas and the tag teams. I mean, it's only 4 belts, and one of them's a Diva belt, so
Yeah.
I just don't see that happening.
Unless you have the light heavyweight title come back or something.
No, you know they can have Vito come back, bring in Vito, have him be the
there you
hardcore
go.
champion, have him wear the belt around his waist throughout this whole match, let him wear the belt around his waist,
God.
let him wrestle with the belt on.
The U.S. belt, though,
Or over bringing new title.
U.S. belt, John Cena, man, he's going to retain, but I will say this, Cena is going to get his butt kicked it's gonna look like he's gonna lose. He's gonna come out like Christina again. He's gonna drag Rusev around and tap each turnbuckle come out on top. And like somebody had mentioned earlier, I think at SummerSlam, this is my prediction. I wish it would come true. I would like to see somebody like Neville go up against Cena at SummerSlam, and then have Neville defeat John Cena there at one of the big events, which would propel Neville to higher levels, which he's already getting there after his match that he had with Seth Rollins a couple weeks ago on Raw. So.
Exactly.
Yeah, and there is one. And there is one thing I'm going to mention. I'm going to take a page out of Andre Corbeil's book and Big Ray's book, do an honorable mention that this whole Rusev Cena match. Gemini I think it was Gemini 888 that mentioned this. We're talking, going back to the old school days of what was it, Iceman? Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't he say the NWA and the chain matches that they used to have? And I think this has the potential to be a really, really good old school style match.
Nikita Koloff and
hell yeah.
Nikita Koloff and Dusty Rhodes. There you go.
Yeah, hell yeah. And so
there's been a lot of good matches way back in the NWA, Chris. The only thing that bothers me right now is the WWE just does not allow the time for these matches to really.
Oh, of course, because the thing is, they have. You got to think too that they have this huge roster. Okay, this isn't like the NWA or old school, WCW where they have these reasonable size rosters. I mean, we're talking 3 shows worth of people on a roster. I mean, that's huge. And the thing is, I know they don't always, utilize a lot of their stuff like maybe they should, or give them these, really good matches like we used to see back in the days of the NWA, or even in the old school, WWF. But yeah, I mean, this could, maybe, I don't know if they're going to replace the Intercontinental title match, or they could give Cena and Rusev the match of a lifetime and have it on an Extreme Rules. I mean, to me, this has the potential to be great. Will it? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But I know my prediction is definitely going to be Cena.
I mean, you think with Brian and Reigns, Brian and fucking Barrett being scratched off now,
yeah,
you could give this match a little bit more time.
You would hope so.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
a good thing.
Exactly what I'm thinking.
Right.
Yeah.
But the problem is that will we see WWE pull something out of their rear end and end up getting something completely anonymous that's not even needed,
Right.
And then you got to look at the fact too. No matter who wins this match, at Payback, if Cena wins, who's he going to wrestle? Is he going to wrestle Rusev again?
I don't think so. This should be actually the final time with Cena's too.
I would hope so.
I mean, what more can they really do that they've done already?
But then who's Cena going to wrestle next? I mean, unless they lead something into it.
I would say if Cena wins at Extreme Rules, I think the next guy he can maybe work with is Luke Harper.
Right.
I have no problem.
Mentioning that, yeah.
It could be. It could be.
Yeah.
That's it's a thought,
Yeah,
I mean,
it could happen.
Indeed.
or we could see somebody like Neville,
Or Val, or Tommy, or whoever.
Yeah, keep that challenge going.
But for me, as far as the pick for the match, I hope Cena wins this match. I really do. I mean, as much as I like Rusev, to me, Rusev, I hear some people say, "Oh, he's not that good." I don't think so. I think WWE underuses him. And I can understand why, because they want him to be dominant. Well, when he was unbeaten, they wanted him to look dominant. They didn't want him to do everything. It's kind of like what they did with Undertaker back when he first came in. everybody at that time probably knew he could do so much more, but they made him just this more methodical, dominant guy to pursue the character.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened with Rusev. But now that the dominant side's for the most part kind of done, not so much, but once you gradually build more toward for Rusev, he'll show that he can work matches that if he were to be in main event matches, he could work those matches.
Yeah, but what about? And I can see this. I can see the mentality of WWE doing this. But what about somehow, some way, turning Rusev face, or maybe a possible in between, kind of like Orton, and have
I can see tweener.
Yeah, and put Rusev in the main title picture for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship.
Maybe so, yeah.
Like
At least
say,
a shot, yeah.
like when Lana comes back, have her be like, well, do maybe some kind of stipulation where, she wants him to go face and just, I don't know, suck it up. It could be just a stupid storyline and me, stupid, ill-fated thinking, but somehow, some way, maybe turn him face. I don't know.
Perhaps. But, and before we get to the main event match, we got one more match left.
Yeah, exactly.
And that is
we got
Chicago Street Fight.
Yeah.
Chicago Street Fight, which I can't wait for. Luke Harper, Dean Ambrose.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite matches to look forward for. Either way, it could go either or, but it's going to be an awesome match that I'm definitely looking forward to. And honestly, I am going with Dean Ambrose. I think he definitely deserves a win, especially too on pay-per-view too as well. And I would like to see more out of Dean Ambrose. So I kind of see this going for a little bit. We'll see what happens with that. But overall, Dean Ambrose is my main pick. Steven, your thoughts?
I feel like it's a match that's a little bit impromptu, but at the same time, I feel like this could be a very good match. They've had matches before on their indie days, back when, it was Brody Lee and John Moxley. But overall, again, I see it being a very good match. Probably a show stealer, don't get me wrong. Could be.
I'd
but
say
I'm going to go with... But honestly, yeah, Ambrose needs a win. He needs a win here on pay-per-view. Well, Ambrose.
Yeah. Simon, your thoughts?
I'm going with Dean Ambrose.
Okay. Iceman.
Yeah, Ambrose needs to win this. Ambrose on TV doesn't really. Let's face it. I feel bad for this guy. He's great. Watching him in the ring, we see him lose a lot. He deserves a lot better fate in the WWE than what he's getting at this point. So, yeah, I'm looking for Ambrose to win in Chicago, behind a great Chicago crowd, and we're going to see AJ Lee and CM Punk sitting in the first row.
They're going to be in the skybox.
You mean the MMA? You mean the MMA fighter?
Yes.
Okay.
No, they're
the wife of
United Center watching the Blackhawks.
And have a second screen experience there.
Oh, jeez.
Chris, your thoughts?
I couldn't agree more with what you guys are saying. Dean Ambrose does need a win, but giving the track record of what they're doing with Dean Ambrose and the shit that they're giving him, for whatever reason, to have him lose all these matches, the guy deserves so much better than what he's getting. But I'm going to have to go against the grain on this one, just solely based on the fact that of his track record. I'm going to have to say Luke Harper.
Okay. Levi, you said you're going with Dean Ambrose, right?
Well, Ambrose needs this win so bad. Ever since the Shield's broken up, he has not won a damn pay-per-view match. It's kind of like, but you know what? Another thing, I mean, Ambrose hasn't had it as bad as Ryback. Aside from the Survivor Series match. I don't count that because that was a multi-man match. One-on-one or a triple threat four-way. Ryback hasn't won a pay-per-view match in 2.5 years. I mean, my God.
Need him
But,
once.
yeah, go with Ambrose. Give him a win for once. Damn it, please. I mean, then again, I can understand maybe Ambrose not being so mad because, like he said in that shoot interview, he's all in it just to have fun. He don't really care if he's world champion or not. So,
Interesting.
Yeah, but
Alright.
if you're not in it to win it, then why the hell are you there?
Right.
I mean, I guess I don't know. Maybe he's in character mode. I don't know. I mean, you gotta remember. I mean, how long was that shoot though? How long was that shoot? How
that
long
was
ago was
like
it though?
3+ hours.
Oh, but how long ago was it though?
Oh, how long ago? About 4 years ago?
Exactly. Yeah, 4 years.
Yeah,
I'm sure his
4 years,
mindset. I mean, think
Yeah,
about this,
that's
right?
different.
I'm sure his mindset changed now that he's making that WWE money.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You never know.
Sure, anyone would want to be world champion, of course.
Well,
But going into the main event, obviously we got Seth Rollins and Randy Orton in the steel cage match, and this one should be a great match. Another one of those matches I am looking forward for. With all honesty, I do actually see Seth Rollins retaining the world championship. So probably, most likely, the feud between Seth Rollins and Randy Orton will probably most likely come to an end here, and we'll see who else will be able to step up to the plate and be able to face Seth Rollins. So we'll see what happens with that. Steven, your thoughts?
I don't think it'll be the end. There's some reports that I've read. There's been talks for a payback. It's going to be Rollins, Reigns, and Orton.
Okay.
I think in this match, I think Rollins is going to retain, which I think makes a lot of sense here.
Really?
So yeah. Think about this. You're not going to have him cash in and drop the belt right away.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. Simon, your thoughts
I
overall?
will be wearing a dress.
What?
A dress?
Did he? Is it just me, or the gist of what he said is that if Seth Rollins wins, Simon's gonna wear a dress?
I said Bruce Jenner is going to be wearing a dress.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
That makes sense now.
who the hell cares about that?
I guess.
I don't want to know about that. What he does with his personal time is not my business. I'm here to talk wrestling, not no damn, hot mess Bruce Jenner and his weird family.
transgender stuff.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Anyway, Simon, pick.
Or you could just go with the pose just to get it over with. If you have any other thoughts on the match.
Simon.
Simon.
The cat,
I don't know if it's still there.
the cat's got his tongue.
Yeah.
I'm watching the hockey game, sorry.
Alright, Levi, you pick and your thoughts.
Well, I like what they're trying to do with this, with having the RKO band and having the Authority band, except for Kane being the guardian of the gate. That's interesting, but to me personally, them being put in a cage match kind of is gonna make the match quality suffer a little bit, because cage matches, for the most part, in recent memory, haven't been great. I mean, we've had some good ones, but not like ones that you could rewatch over and over again.
Yeah, it depends who's
So
in
that's
it, too.
why yeah, it depends. I mean, these two have the potential to have a great cage
Yeah, no
match,
doubt.
but we'll just gotta wait and see. But I'm gonna go with Seth Rollins to retain, because it'd be pretty sticklerish of WWE to have him drop the title a month after cashing in. That would just be stupid. Then again, WWE's done stupid stuff in the past. It may happen. I don't know.
That's true.
Indeed. So Seth Metal it is.
SummerSlam 2011.
Apparently we got some music going on in the background.
Simon? No,
But I stand your thoughts.
All right. Yeah. Seth will retain. With Kane being the keeper of the gate, I think there'll be some shenanigans there with J&J Security, but everybody, after watching Raw, everybody's thinking that maybe after Orton RKO'd Rollins in the cage, you saw Kane smile, so everybody's thinking, well, okay, Kane's going to turn on Orton. I don't think turn on Rollins, rather. I don't think you're going to see it happen right away. I think Kane's going to change down the road, but yeah, absolutely. Seth Rollins is going to retain, and as well as he should. The only thing, in my opinion, I don't care if he keeps J&J Security, but get away from the Authority itself.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm tired of that storyline. It's been going on way too long.
There's too many people in there
We've
too.
seen the Authority just screw everybody over since what, 2013?
Yeah.
Really, basically, it's really fun.
That's an interesting thinking right there. When will the Authority finally finish?
Yeah. To me, it should be like at least Triple H and Stephanie.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. I mean, at least Triple H seems to have this different disposition, character change about him, and who knows what's gonna happen after Stephanie does the Jericho podcast. I know she's gonna be out for a little while. I think she's doing. I can't remember she's doing something. I think it's overseas. I think, or she's doing something. She's doing some kind of project. From what
There was rumor,
and it's going to take her a while. So I think Triple H is going to really stick it to guys like Kane, Big Show, and Seth Rollins. So basically, I think we could very well see maybe the end of the Authority, and I think that is a good point that Seth does need to split away from them. And if you want, I agree with Iceman. If he wants to keep his two henchmen with him, by all means. But yeah, break away from like Kane, Big Show, and Steph and Triple H. I mean,
Right.
it's been so long. And just gonna give my prediction real quick. I'm just gonna go with Seth Rollins to retain at Extreme Rules.
All right. So that about does it for the prediction parts overall. And before we end the show, I am actually going to go with this too as well for overall thoughts. Since we already gave the predictions and everything, your thoughts on how you feel about how Extreme Rules is going to be overall. We'll go ahead with this one before we end the show. Steve, what are your thoughts overall on Extreme Rules? How you think it's going to go?
I think me and Chris were saying this off the air. It's going to feel like a 3-hour Raw. It could be a 3-hour Raw in a nutshell. But then again, who knows? It could end up being a good show after all.
Yeah. WWE's been known to do that.
Yeah.
A lot of people thought WrestleMania was going to be, really bad, and for me personally, I enjoyed it, and this could be. And I kept telling people, WWE has ways of turning shit into gold. So could this be another one of those situations? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, could happen.
And we got the nominous general manager coming in.
With a new ringtone.
But Levi, your overall thoughts on Extreme Rules as a whole?
I mean, the card's pretty decent. I mean, the big match I'm honestly looking forward to is Harper and Ambrose, because that match is going to be wacky, and I like wacky matches like that sometimes. But I mean, we've seen it in the past where like shows have a very underwhelming build, and then the shows end up being good. I mean, look at like Money in the Bank 2011. Aside from like Cena and Punk, the other matches didn't really have that much build, and it turned out to be a fantastic show. We could see the same thing happening here Sunday. I mean, it's happened in the past. I don't see why it, yeah.
Alright. Yeah, overall, I mean, I think it would be a good show. I'm not expecting it to be a great show by any means, but then again, it could surprise like WrestleMania, but that's just how I feel about it, and should be interesting. So we'll go with Iceman. Your thoughts overall on Extreme Rules?
Well,
I think the card's okay, but like Steven said, it's like We see all these matches on Raw. This is the problem with the WWE nowadays. Their pay-per-views, you see everybody wrestle on a Monday Night Raw, and it doesn't leave yourself to the imagination of the wanting or waiting to can't see a match on a pay-per-view like we used to get to see years ago. We get to see these matches on Raw, and I think, unfortunately, the month build-up they have for each monthly pay-per-view is we constantly see two guys going at one another, constantly going at one another. So when it comes on the pay-per-view, I mean, it's not, the anticipation just isn't there like it used to be.
Yeah, and I think.
Like in the old.
Yeah, and I think, Jeffrey, I think another problem, and I can't stress it enough. I've said many times before.
It's the New Day.
Anyways, before I was yeah, Jeffrey, I think another problem, and I've said it many times before, I'll say it again, and I know Simon hates it when I say it, but I don't give a shit. WWE needs to cut their pay-per-views. That's the big thing.
Well, yeah, you and me both have been saying that, Levi, since for a very long time. I mean,
at this point,
going...
It's all about the points, but...
Yeah, going back in the day. That's the one thing that the WWE did not have. 12
I thought Levi was gonna say that he wanted WWE to bring back the War Game thing.
No, it's
no,
a brand split, man.
They didn't have 12 pay-per-views a year. We had 4, and then it became 6 or 8 with the in-your-house pay-per-views.
Yep.
But back in the day, there was only 4. There was only 4.
Yeah, they copied WCW. WCW was the first with 12.
Yeah, so you could understand at that time why WWE decided to make more so they can try to compete with WCW and get some more money. But we're in a day and age now where you don't need 12, 13, 14 pay-per-views a year. 6 to 8 maximum, I think. But 6, I think, is what it should be. Like, keep the big 4,
cool.
Bring back King of the Ring, and keep Night of Champions.
Yeah, have it for each one of the pay-per-view.
Bring back King of the Ring. That's the biggest. I think that's one of the biggest ones that I would like to see return.
That'd be cool for like the spring or summertime.
Yeah,
I think WWE should keep 12 pay-per-view. They should have 6 that is WWE and 6 that are NXT. And
that's actually
make it special event, not pay-per-views.
Yeah.
Because pay-per-views are an old term. It's
nowadays with the WWE Network, it is old business saying the word pay-per-view. I like that idea, Simon. I'm glad you brought that up. That's a really good idea.
Let me say this, though. If the WWE did cut their pay-per-views, can you imagine, say, if they went to 6 a year and just did WWE pay-per-views, can you imagine what the matches would be like on Monday Night Raw week after week, building up to that next pay-per-view? Instead of seeing Seth Rollins and Randy Orton involved in a feud for like 4 weeks, we could actually see it for like 8 weeks. I mean, this is the WWE mentality nowadays. I mean, so we wouldn't be happy then either. So
it depends on how they book it, and also the booking needs to be stepped up a lot. Like, it's been the same way for like the last decade or so. They treat the baby faces like big corporate puppets, and they make their heels look like chicken shits. So.
Yeah, but the one, I mean, the things that made matches like so special, like take for example, coming off, the Warrior DVD I just got done watching, the whole build-up with Hogan and the Warrior, okay? The promos, sometimes there was face-to-face interaction, a lot of, quite a bit of interviews, then you had that big, I don't know, I can't remember if it was televised or not, but Hogan sitting at the big table with the Warrior and Jack Tunney doing the contract signing for that match. I mean, you don't get the build-up for stuff like that. I mean, did it work back in the day? Yeah. I mean, could it work Nowadays, yeah, but you wouldn't, don't make it a constant, thing where they're going face to face. Give them like a week or two off in between the build, and then maybe do a promo, and then maybe a week and a half, maybe on a bi-weekly basis do,
And save the match
maybe
for the actual.
like maybe do like a run-in, like a surprise run-in, stuff like that. Do an occasional face-to-face interaction, but don't do it constantly. You know what I mean?
Yeah, keep it
so
fresh
that's
that way.
So that's
Yeah,
the
Chris, you
formula
hit the
that they.
nail on the head. It was like WCW Saturday Night. That's what WCW Saturday Night was all about. It was all about promos for upcoming matches at a pay-per-view or a major show. And this is what I loved about WCW Saturday Night, because you didn't always see the two guys interact all the time.
Right.
And if you did, it was just patients shooting their mouths off at each other.
Yeah.
And you made a great point there.
Yeah, and another thing what they could do, take a page from ECW's playbook, don't have them touch.
Exactly.
Like that Taz Sabu feud. That was like, what, a 1-year build, and they never made contact until their
Then it
match.
makes them more special that way.
Yeah, definitely. Like, build stuff up kind of that direction,
Right.
where, like, the badass heel, if you have one. Not too
Well,
many.
yeah, because if I remember correctly, going back to that Taz Sabu feud, wasn't that where initially Sabu got like a broken neck or something,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden one day out of nowhere out comes Sabu, and then they just started exploding from there, and that was the year build, and you would have, and they kept building Sabu's return, and then you had Taz who would make these, promos, much like, especially like what he did with, not only Sabu but with Shane Douglas as well. It was good build.
Yeah,
and even going back to what the Iceman was saying, the old WCW days, WCW Saturday Night, you would have just sometimes people just shooting their mouth off, not necessarily doing interaction, but just doing some promos, so I think if WWE followed the right formula, they could cut down their pay-per-views and have more explosive matches and have those builds where you're like, yeah, you know what? I can't wait to see this match,
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we definitely need that more.
Well, yeah, but it's like, as long as Vince McMahon is in charge, none of that's happening. I'd say once Triple H takes over, it's going to get better because he'll get the gist of what needs to happen.
Bottom line, guys, does it WWE really care because pay-per-views are $9.99 on the network?
No, they'll make money.
No.
They make money different ways, absolutely.
Yeah.
No, I understand that, but I'm just saying, with that network for $9.99 watching pay-per-views, do they really, really put a lot into those pay-per-views because they know?
Not all of them. Only certain ones now.
Pretty much only SummerSlam,
WrestleMania. The major four usually: Royal Rumble,
WrestleMania,
WrestleMania, SummerSlam, and Survivor Series. And Survivor Series really has not been all that great in the last number of years. So.
Which is a shame too.
Yeah, neither is Royal Rumble, because Royal Rumble for the past 3 years has sucked, in my opinion.
Oh man, I could go on about both Survivor Series. It gives me a headache how much they treat that show like crap.
Don't pull out your hair on that.
Because again, Survivor Series has been nothing but a glorified Raw,
Right. Exactly.
They don't do Survivor Series. They don't do the magic like what they used to do, like these 8-man tag team matches. They don't do them.
Yeah, that's what made it so much more special too. Just to fight for survival alone.
Yeah, I blame it on WWE's implementation of the gimmick pay-per-views in 2009. That's what killed Survivor Series. When they decided to have bragging rights the month before, and they were going to have a Survivor
That was pretty much like the same thing, really.
A month before Survivor Series, I'm thinking, why? Why do you need a Survivor Series match a month before the pay-per-view? when you can just save the Raw,
WWE
the
logic
Raw
for you.
versus SmackDown teams for Survivor Series and be much more prestigious.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
The stuff that makes no sense, huh?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
The
That's so
WWE.
crazy it can be sometimes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's WWE for you.
Exactly.
But man, we went on a long tangent.
Yeah, we did.
Holy
hey,
crap.
That's the whole
But
purpose of
hey,
the show, though.
it made for some interesting discussions.
It really
It
did.
does. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you know, my whole
That's what we have
idea.
hangouts for.
What made it even more epic is that we had the Iceman in here.
Yes.
You know, I mean, a big thank you to you, Jeffrey, for coming
Not a
into
problem,
this
man.
to this thing. You know, coming into this thing, and you know, it was really good. You know, actually talking to you instead of like doing like
long
video
time
to video and commentary to commentary. It was totally awesome to have you on here, and I hope you can join us again.
Yeah, you're welcome anytime.
You know, yeah, absolutely, and it's been classic. That's the one word I can use
fun for me,
to define
guys.
this to define this in the hot seat. It's been really, really classic. I mean, all of us have been around for a while, and you know, it's been really, really special. It really has.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I thank
Absolutely.
you.
Hell,
That's what makes it great.
July will be my 5th year being on here. So,
Yeah.
5 years, god dang, I feel, I mean, I feel personally old now, looking back at my old stuff. 2011, when I was consistently making videos, it was mostly NASCAR and random TNA DVD things, and then getting into full stuff.
Now you're practically doing
Holy
it all
crap.
now. A little bit of everything.
The wrestling stuff's kind of got cut back.
Yeah, bring that back.
My channel now has become the mecca for the NR stuff for the most part.
Yeah.
Which, hey, I'm happy for that because I'm seeing all my NR friends starting to just stop.
Yeah.
I don't want to stop. I want to.
Now you got me into it. Now I'm looking to do it. So.
You've got the shtick going on. You've got a good shtick going on.
And Dave is about to get that shtick going on too, but he'll have to have me to help him out.
Yeah, Levi train me.
Not only just me, but like some of the other guys too. So and Chris making his full season return here in the upcoming season, which starts next week. Hopefully,
I can't wait to see that, man.
I mean, hell, the part-time stuff you did in the previous season, you won twice in a part.
Yeah, you're doing really good.
Yeah, so there you have it. But
yeah, let's bring
on that. For me the next season for my number 6.
Yeah, in year 6. But hell, Jeffrey, would you like to join it?
What's that?
I don't know.
Either one of ours.
It's this offline thing I do on it's this game I got from a website called NASCAR Racing Season 2003, where you can do so much with it. Like not only you can actually race it, but it's got this feature where you can actually record your own commentary on an actual race, and that's what I do.
Oh, yeah.
I've been doing this for almost a year. I'm heading into my 7th season where I get people to get a ride, and then you just watch the races, how they progress, and all this other cool stuff.
You need to have a video game system, though?
No, all you need is the computer.
Download. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's not a problem then.
Alrighty. I just gotta think of who to replace to put you in. I'm gonna feel like a dickhead for taking somebody out, but hey, it's Iceman. Come on. Jeffrey.
There you go. But yeah, that about does it for the show. It's been a pleasure, guys. As always, it's been fun. And definitely enjoy Extreme Rules this Sunday, and I will be back for the review as well with the rest. So with that being said, see you Sunday.
And don't forget, whenever... Nah, my damn camera went out.
When life has you down, remember, guys, masturbation is key.
New day?
The best.
Oh, God.